Hello, I'm Bernie and welcome to this short chat. At the time of recording this chat, we're closing out the month of September. So this is the 30th of September and we're stepping into the new month, October, tomorrow. And there's a new moon shortly into October, which is on the 3rd. Even as I've started to record this, there's been a change in the lighting from outside. It's like the sun's sort of showing itself and then retreating behind clouds. There's this real, almost like a toing and a froing with the light. And it ties in with my message of this short chat is almost the toing and the froing of energy that we may be experiencing moving forward. So firstly, the card that I chose for the month of October was, I reawaken my soul's desire to learn and grow beyond existing limitations, which is so fitting for this time. So I reawaken, I rekindle or bring to life, reactivate, I rebirth, give more attention to, reignite my soul's desire. So my heart's calling, it can be soul's desire, can be soul purpose. And this is very subconscious, very subtle. It can be very quiet within us. To expand, to gain insight, to learn, and often with learning too, it's shedding, healing, growth, which then allows expansion. So I reawaken my soul's desire. I listen to what is feeling best for me moving forward, which will help me to expand beyond where I've been before. Help me to see further, to connect with a greater vision of myself as well, beyond the horizon where I may have only seen before. So beyond that limitation. This message connects really well. I feel October's every month can be a spiritual month, of course, every moment's spiritual, because we are spiritual beings having this earthly experience. But I do feel the energy for October is, or can have the potential to be, more spiritual. It can be a time to pause, to go within, to reflect, to slow down. It doesn't necessarily mean slow down for the whole day, but have moments of slowing down, sort of like scatter more mindfulness through your day to allow spirit to speak, or to allow yourself to hear your intuition. Now, the changes that this is bringing, this energetic change, as I said, with the light coming and going, shifting, it's, for me, from now up until 2027. It's just not the month of October. It's just not for the 3 months till the end of the year. But up until 2027, I first felt this type of energy back in July 2019. It seemed to just be as if a door had opened and this new breeze had come in that sort of felt as if it had a different vibration. And it's like I was in that stream of, whether it be insight or, it was almost like heightened spiritual activity. There is a quickening that I felt then, and I'm feeling it now. And this is across the collective as well. So we're all available to access this quickening. So the energy is feeling like it's available to us to connect more deeply to ourselves, to shift any, can be old stories, old patterns, low vibrational energy, to step up. I was walking on the beach the other day, and this chat came through, but also memories of July 2019 energy. And then I got the message of a revolving door, which was like, oh wow, it really is quite fitting. So with a revolving door, it's like in a 24-hour time period, we go through a revolving door, can be at midnight, and we enter into this space where for the next 24 hours we get an opportunity to respond, to pivot, to make conscious choices. And depending on what we do in that space within the revolving door, at the end of that 24-hour time period, we're then pivoted depending on our choices, on how we respond. We then are pivoted to another door exit. So we exit in a certain place, an energetic place, and then the next 24-hour period, depending on the energy that we have created in the previous 24-hour period, we then enter into another, almost like capsule of time, space. So we enter at midnight, for example, and it can be even a month. We enter into a space of time where we get to shift and move and make choices. And then at the end of the 24-hour period, depending on our energy, we then exit through a particular door. There may be 33 doors, there may be 133 doors available to us, depending on what energy we are aligning with. So this is related to 2027 because there's quite a shift in the energy, the collective energy, the energy across the planet in 2027. Now, numerologically, based on numbers, 2027, so there's a double 2 there. Already it's telling me it's about balance, collaboration, cooperation, bringing a sense of balance to create harmony. It's also very much so a spiritual energy of the 22. With the 7 can be about reflection, introspection, and then putting the 7 and then the 2 and the 2 together, we come to an 11, which is one of the master numbers. So 2027, the universal year number for 2027 is the 11, which is a heightened spiritual energy, very much being able to connect with our intuition. It's very much also, we're moving into an energy more of us being able to connect with spirit in an individual way rather than needing to rely on something external to us. And I have looked into this a little bit more. And I was not surprised, but surprised that this shift, it's coming to the close of a 400-year energy where we were very much more so aligned to structures in society or establishments, companies, businesses, organizations, affiliations, clubs, the energy of taking sides. So there's less of that. That's going to wane out as we become more of a one collective. And this could be in many years to come. But 2027 is like a line in the sand where we're invited to connect with spirit in a more independent way. And I feel this energy has already started now. That's why I got the revolving door imagery. That we walk through this door, we walk through the door into this space, and depending on what's happening with that space and within ourselves, then that vibration that we have, we're out through that door, or it's out through that door, or it's out through that door. And then in that space, how are we going to shift? Make those choices. And then that determines what door opens for us. So preparing for these changes, self-awareness, this has been coming through really, really, really strongly in the private sessions that I offer, and also in the VIP group that I've been working with, which is now moving into offering it on Patreon. So that's an online platform. But a little bit more of that in another, in another chat. So self-awareness is really important. Being self-aware, taking responsibility, having that inner authority for ourselves to make decisions, not continuing with blaming or avoiding, but taking responsibility to bring ourselves back into peace, love, harmony, back into alignment. So self-awareness is one. Align with your purpose is another. If it's not feeling right for you, if it doesn't feed your soul, then no. That can take courage. That's another big word that's been coming up for a lot of clients. Courage and confidence. Very much solar plexus work. It's time to trust in yourself, trust in spirit, and live a more heart-centered life. And it starts now for me from the 1st of October, and it will be gaining momentum and have that quickening energy right up until 2027. So when I was putting notes together for this chat following that meditation on the beach where the revolving door image came through, what came through also was to offer a spiritual 31-day challenge through October. It's like, ooh. And I asked myself, does that feel right? And it did feel right. It was a feeling, it wasn't a thought in that decision making. So there is a link in the description box below if you would like to participate in this 31-day spiritual challenge for the month of October. Now, I feel I will continue with this challenge. Could be each month, but it may be offered on Patreon. So this 31-day challenge, I'll be sending through the challenges via email. And it's a daily practice to help you connect with yourself, your higher self, your intuition, and the spiritual realm. See if you participate in it, see what resonates with you. If it doesn't, then you can repeat another suggestion that I've made previously. But I feel for those that are listening to this short chat, for those that this short chat resonates with, that it sparks something in them, it lights something up. I can feel it now, this energy. if you're feeling a response to this, then I feel you're part of the revolving door crowd where you're moving into a space to have your energy shifted and release, and then moving outwards. Now, to help with that, it's very important for us to be self-aware, to have a spiritual practice, to have a meditation practice, a mindfulness practice, so that we can be more still and switch off and connect more. Interesting, my Patreon page is called Connection. So there's a link in the description box below for that as well. So, and that's the VIP group that I've been working with each month. I'm now offering it through Patreon. So if you would like to have some support or some help with shifting, with shedding, with gaining clarity, with helping you to release, to identify, whether that be any obstacles, challenges that you might be having trouble sort of moving through. Forgiveness and compassion are coming up really strongly. Forgiveness, compassion, taking responsibility for our own movement forward. If you would like any help, and I'm just intuitively asking here, and even then, as I say that, the lights shifted again. If you would like any help with being your own conscious creator, which is making decisions that you make from a heart-centered place, if you would like help with aligning with your soul purpose, if you would like help with gaining confidence, then reach out to me. The intuitive healing package that I've got, so there's 4 tiers with that: 3 sessions, 5 sessions, 8 sessions, 13 sessions. The feedback for me has been really wonderful, really, it's like, it's been so beneficial for those who have participated and are still participating in this journey. For me, one of the big benefits is a continued commitment to self, not just a one-off session or 2 sessions with me, but a continued commitment over these sessions. And each session for me just goes, it's like peeling away a layer or going a little bit deeper, really clearing out, decluttering. I see just then clearing out, decluttering those internal cupboards that sometimes we can avoid or knowingly or unknowingly, what's in the bottom drawer at the back of the cupboard. So that's very much so where intuitive work and connecting with spirit guides and me working with your Akashic records, your past life stories really come to the forefront. In my work, I very much so see imagery. Often I hear words as well as the revolving door, but I very much so see imagery. And that's what I often see with past lives as well. So it's like I'm an intermediary between this world and the other world. There's also October, it's just come through, is thin places. Thin places when the veil is very thin, and this, it can happen any time, but very much so in sacred spaces, and that's a sacred space that we create with intention. I've got 2 short chats for the month of October on my Patreon page dedicated to sacred spaces and a thin space. So in Celtic culture, a thin space is when the veil between the spiritual realm and the physical realm is its thinnest. That also can be the end of October, which is what we call Halloween. So there's so many sort of overlapping messages coming through, and they all relate to each other. So this was going to be a short chat. It's now just over 20 minutes. So whatever your decisions are for October, I hope they bring you calm and peace, and I hope they align with your soul purpose. I wish you well, I wish you calm, I wish you stability, balance. If you're looking to, wishing to work with me, find out more details about what I do, reach out. If not, maybe a later time. If not, I wish you all the best. Hope that was helpful. Hope you've got some insight out of that, some possible sort of little nudges. I suppose my closing comment is it's our responsibility to do our own work, and for me it starts now, particularly now till the start of 2027. It's like we're getting ready. Thank you, and have a wonderful October. Thank you. Bye.